I have your brain scanned and permanently backed up in case something terrible happens to you, which it's just about to.
Flat black again because that's what I had. So now we're going to go ahead and cut it out, and once it's cut out we'll go ahead and get rocking and rolling on the rest of the build. So we're going to go ahead and cut it out now.
We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all enrichment center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from
Por favor,
donde turn back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and put some stickers on the body, and once that's done we're going to move on to the next step. Starting to look pretty cool. I don't know, the job I did on the top here where I put the primer is all shiny, and I'm not too happy about that, but that's okay. It'll look fine. Well, we got our body painted up and got stickers put on it now. Did a real nice crappy job of putting them on, and it looks pretty decent. I'm liking it. So we're going to get ready to move on to the next step. I also put some little stickers onto the back area here, and we didn't do anything fancy, just supplied the stickers that were there. We're going to skip over one portion of the directions, and that is where I use stickers for the headlights here. And they actually provide somewhere, I think I lost them. Here they are. They actually provide inset headlights if you're going to use LED lighting on here, and you're going to go ahead and cut this out, and you can paint these up and tape them on from underneath so you have a place to put your LED lighting. We might revisit that later on once we get going, but for now we're not going to do that. So we're going to move on to direction number 46. We're going to start playing with some roll bar stuff here. We're going to take out part number 46D2 and 1, and they are one directional, so you want to make sure that you get the right ones in the right place, as well as part number 46A, which is the little roll bar unit here. And we're going to put this so that the V shape is forward, pointing towards us. And go ahead and take this sidebar. And there's little nipples in there that press in so that they go into the right place, I think. Yeah, see, it helps to read the directions. We're going to put them towards the back first. And they just plug in like that. And then we're going to go ahead and use the screws that are provided. Make sure you get the right ones out of your bucket and put those in. We're going to do that on all 4. This little truck is starting to take shape. I'm getting excited. I want to go out. The weather's starting to clear up here. I want to go out and start to crawl. Crawling is something I've never ever done before. So as you're watching this, just keep in mind I have never built one of these before, so that's why I'm making the mistakes I do, and hopefully you can follow along and make the same mistakes. So we're going to get these screwed in. And as I look forward here, we're going to start on step number 47. Looks like there's several pieces that are involved in that step, so just like we normally do, we're going to shut the camera off and get our pieces and parts all prepared so that we can start screwing them together. So that's how this is going to look, just like that when we're done. We're going to go ahead and set this over here for a minute. We've dug out all the parts that we're going to need for step number 47. So we've already pre-assembled one side here, and this is what it's going to look like for the first portion of the directions. But we're going to take the longer side rail and take the shorter one that goes down. We're going to put that together like so. They have little holes that they slip into. Pretty easy. And then we're going to use one of the longer button head screws. Tighten that up. You don't want to tighten them too tight because it is a soft plastic. And then we're going to use another one of the button heads, and we're going to stick it in through the back side of the rail here. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in and tighten the screw. It's soft plastic, so you can bend it up out of the way enough to get your wrench in there to tighten it up. And again, don't tighten it up too much, just till it touches. And we're going to have a little system that looks like this. Now we're going to take the part that we assembled in the step before, this unit, and it's going to slide right on top. There's these little angled units here on the sides which are going to attach to the front. And we're going to use the beveled screws to screw that in. Then we're going to follow up with the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to connect the two sides, which is this unit right here. Going to plug into that hole. The same on the other side. And we're going to put some screws in. Now, it looks like we get to mount this to the truck bed in direction number 48. So I'm going to go ahead and dig out the parts for this, get the bed put together, and actually I won't shut off. What we need to do here is drill some holes. And it's not showing, as I'm looking at the unit here, there's no dimples or anywhere to show us where to drill the holes. So I'll assume, and we all know what that means, that I'm going to take the bed and slide it on here. It's going to rest on these top rails. Yeah, there we go. It rests right up on the top rails, and going to have to drill some little holes down to hold it in. However, I think what I'm going to do is mark the holes, but as I'm looking at it here, I'm going to grab this back piece first, and I'm going to put it on here as in the next direction set. And the reason that I'm going to do that is to make sure that this is the right width as I drill my holes. I'm going to go ahead and mount this all up. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off, pop a few screws in this back to hold it on. But what that does is it properly centers and makes sure that I'm at the right width on the side here. And what I'm going to do is go from the underneath on these little holes with a pin or a paper clip and stick it up through to mark where I want my holes, and then go ahead and punch them out so that they're in the right location. But again, I'm going to put this back piece on so that I can mark this properly so that everything fits together. So I'm going to turn the camera off, get this set, and then I'll show you how I mark the holes. But I want to get this back screwed on here. Well, we fiddled around a little while and figured out the good way for us to do this. However you want to do it is up to you. But just to revisit, we borrowed a couple of screws and the back roll bar section from the next step, and we put that on just to resize to make sure that we were getting our holes in the right places. We're going to take these back off again once we're done, but it makes a nice jig. From the bottom here, the directions call for us to put in the next 4 screws, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 4 on this side. I also see two more on this side, which we're going to go ahead and poke the holes for, but not put any screws in at this time. Many different ways to do this. What worked for me with the tools that I have on hand is I have a little awl that fits up through the screw hole. So I just grabbed a little piece of wood and put it on the top, and we're just going to go ahead and go through it just till it pierces, so we don't oblong the hole here or make it too big for the screw. But we're just going to go till it pierces through, as you can see here. Go ahead and take it out, and then we're going to use our hobby knife to just open the hole up a little bit more for our screw to fit in. If you've got a little thumb drill or a small drill that'll fit in your Dremel, you can go that route, but you do want to mark the holes. We started off, and the first two were the most difficult. I started off on the back corner here for my first one, the back corner here for the second one. That way it would be centered. And then I moved up and did the forward two here, again to center the forward part. And now we're just revisiting the rest of the screws, putting them in. But you do want to make sure that that's centered in there. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. The two screws that are in the back that the directions do not yet call for us to put in, we're going to go ahead and create the holes in there as long as all the tools are out and we're going here. So find the right way for you to do this. Again, I'm just using the tools that I have available for me to get this going, and do it however you feel. Many different ways to build a model, and that's what makes it so fun, is you can use your own tool set and your own ingenuity to do things the way that you want them done. I'm going to put this screw in. I'm going to pre-drill the two that are in the back here, and then we're going to take the rear cage off that we put on. And actually, yeah, we're going to take that rear cage off and go to the next step of the directions. So let me finish my screwing up here, and we'll be right back.
Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially.